On our first date, I thought Vance was a really, really sweet guy. Right off the bat, I felt calm around him.
Over a period of about a year or year and a half, I had coffee with maybe about a half a dozen guys and never really found anyone that I really wanted to go further than just having coffee with them. When I saw Dan's profile come through, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. I'll just respond to see what happens.
Who goes first? I'll go first. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to get married. And even when I knew I was gay and I was going to have to marry a woman back then to get married, I was going to do it anyway, just for the wedding.
When we began planning the trip about 6 or 8 months earlier to go to Europe, I thought this would be the perfect time.
You know, usually you can tell if someone's planning something, but Vance was really clever about this and I had no clue.
I popped the question to him. The first question that he asked me was that, could the ring be exchanged for something different in style?
Is it my turn yet?
It's your turn, so you could tell your side.
I really was kind of resigned to the fact that we weren't going to get married. So he hands me this box, and in it was this huge diamond ring. So I thought it was just another Vance Yoshida prank. So I was just like, ha ha. And then he gave me a real ring. It was so romantic. And that's when I asked for the receipt. Oh wait, no, this is making me out to be bad.
Well, when we first started planning the wedding, I thought maybe I could bribe Dan into not doing the wedding. So I offered him this phenomenal trip to Paris instead, taking him first class on his favorite airplane, the Lufthansa 380. And I thought, oh, I'm sure he would go for that.
Trying to get me to just get married at City Hall and go to the Lucky Penny Diner with about 10 people.
I offered you Red Lobster instead.
Oh, that's true. Only because they had a coupon in last Sunday's paper.
Sweetie, look what I found in the newspaper today. Red Lobster coupons, $4 off surf and turf. Why don't we do a reception there? Or even better yet, Denny's, we could get 20% off every check there. What do you think, sweetie?
Vance likes to make everyone think that it was totally my idea to have this big wedding. Don't worry, sweetie, we are totally on the same page. It will be small and informal, I promise. I really was trying to work within those parameters, but, you know. And then as the lights dim, Celine saunters into the ballroom. How much is Celine? How about for an impersonator? Ugh, how about Cher? She can't be doing much these days.
My idea of getting married was that we would go to City Hall and then come back home, do a party here, maybe a barbecue in the backyard. And it kept growing and growing and growing and growing.
I was thinking about 500 people. And how much extra would it be for the Edwardian carriage?
And when he said who he wanted, I thought to myself, well, you know, I've got to also make sure that I've got folks who are close to me who are also there.
So we compromised.
Compromise?
Well, my version of a compromise. All right, you gave in. He gave in.
Well, I thought I had a great idea for us to do gifts, that we would just ask our guests to give to one of the charities or nonprofits that Dan and I both support. We wouldn't have to worry about exchanging gifts, doing the gift registry.
I don't want to come across as shallow or anything because I am the first one to donate a lot to charities. But
of course he nixed it. So then my second idea, remember the movie The Godfather? And at the Godfather's daughter's wedding, she goes around and she has this big satchel and she's collecting all of these envelopes. So I said to Dad, why don't we do that at our wedding? You know, you could wear the satchel, we'll go around together and you could collect the envelopes. I thought, you know, Dan being Italian, being from New York, that he would love it.
Great. Hi, is this Vera Wang's office? Mm-hmm. What about the tiara? Is that too much?
So, you know, I thought living in California, we'd want to have one of those real casual California weddings.
Well, because it was, you know, going to be the biggest day of my life, I wanted it to be a very special outfit. So I ended up getting an Armani suit because I just wanted it to be just right. I wanted a bow tie as opposed to a regular tie, but I wanted it to match Vance's outfit.
Designer flip-flops.
Designer flip-flops.
I think part of growing older is the fact that you've learned a lot from the past. And I think one of the most important lessons is that if I'm going to be with someone for the rest of my life, I really need to let them be who they are, and I really need to be able to love them for who they are.
The happiness is, you know, I know how hard it is to come by, and for me to find this kind of happiness at this point in my life, I'm just very grateful, and I just love this guy.
Sweetie. Mm-hmm. I never thought I would find someone in my life, especially at this point in my life, that I would really want to be with and would love as much as I do Dan. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us celebrate this memorable occasion. And I'm so forever grateful that I've been able to find someone like Dan who's really the love of my life.